What if everything you were taught about money was designed to keep you broke, not free you from being broke? Let's start with the first lie. You were told to save your way to wealth. Put 10% away, watch it grow, retire happy. Here's the problem. Saving protects you from poverty. It doesn't build you wealth. Wealth is created, not accumulated, one paycheck at a time. If you save $500 a month for 40 years, you'll have a number that sounds impressive until inflation eats it alive. Meanwhile, the people you call lucky aren't saving harder than you. They're building something that pays them while they sleep. Savings is a floor, not a ceiling. It stops you from falling, but it will never lift you up. And the scariest part? Most people spend their entire life optimizing the floor and never even look up to see there's a ceiling worth reaching. You were taught caution as a virtue when caution was actually a cage. Every dollar you hoard out of fear is a dollar that never learned how to work for you. Rich people don't have more discipline than you. They have more leverage. They stopped asking, how do I protect what I have? And started asking, how do I create what I don't? That single shift in questioning is the difference between a savings account and a legacy. Now let's talk about income, because a big paycheck feels like winning, but it might be the trap that's keeping you stuck the longest. The moment your income goes up, your expenses quietly follow. New car, bigger house, nicer vacations. Congratulations, you just gave yourself a raise and handed it straight back to the system. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is silent and it is deadly. I've seen people making $500,000 a year who are one missed paycheck away from panic, because their spending grew exactly as fast as their income did. The number on your paycheck was never the goal. The gap between what you earn and what you keep is the real number that matters. High earners aren't automatically wealthy. Wealthy people are the ones who let their income grow while their lifestyle stayed still, and use that widening gap to buy assets instead of appearances. You don't need to earn more to become free. You need to stop letting more disappear the second it arrives. The most dangerous financial trap isn't debt, it's comfort. Comfort convinces you that you're winning, while your future quietly starves. If your spending rises every time your income does, you are not building wealth. You are running on a treadmill that gets faster every year. And one day you will look back and realize you never actually moved. Here's a belief that keeps millions of talented people broke. The idea that you need money to make money. That's false. And it's kept more good ideas trapped in people's heads than any recession ever did. Money is not the starting ingredient. Value is. If you can solve a real problem for real people, capital will find you. Investors, partners, customers, all of it shows up once you've proven the value is real. Some of the biggest businesses in history started with nothing but a skill, a problem, and relentless execution. Money was added later as fuel, not as the foundation. The truth is, most people wait for funding as an excuse to avoid doing the hard, unglamorous work of proving their idea actually works. Waiting for capital is often just fear wearing a financial disguise. You don't need $10,000 to start. You need one person willing to pay you for solving one problem. That's it. That's the entire formula scaled infinitely. Once you understand that money is attracted to demonstrated value, you stop waiting for permission and start creating proof. The world is full of broke people with brilliant ideas and rich people who simply started before they felt ready. The difference was never the bank account. It was the willingness to create value first and let the money catch up, because it always does eventually for the people who refuse to stop. Now here's the one nobody tells you, and it might be the most important truth in this entire speech. Time is more expensive than money, and you've been treating it like the opposite your entire life. You can lose all your money today and make it back. You cannot get back a single hour you traded away for the wrong thing. Yet people negotiate hard over $100 and give away entire weekends without a second thought. That is backwards. Every hour you spend on low-value tasks is an hour you can never sell to something bigger. Rich people don't have more hours than you, they simply refuse to spend them cheaply. They pay other people to do the things that don't require their unique skill, so their time stays reserved for the things that actually move the needle. Meanwhile, most people do the opposite. They protect their money and squander their time, when it should be the other way around. Money can be earned again tomorrow. Today is gone forever, the moment it ends. If you keep treating your hours as free and your dollars as sacred, you will stay busy for decades and wonder why you never got ahead. The moment you start pricing your time honestly, you start making different decisions, better decisions, and that shift alone can change the entire trajectory of your life. Let's destroy one more myth, the idea that hard work alone guarantees success. It doesn't, and pretending it does has kept generations of good people exhausted and broke. Hard work without leverage is just poverty with extra steps. You can work 16 hours a day at a job that pays you the same regardless of effort, and you will still end the year in the same place. Leverage is what multiplies effort, systems, people, capital, and code. One person with leverage can outproduce 100 people without it. This isn't about working less, it's about making sure every hour of effort compounds instead of resetting to zero every single day. The construction worker and the software founder can both work the same 16 hours, but only one of their efforts is still paying them 10 years later. That's not talent, that's leverage. Stop glorifying exhaustion as if it's proof of value. The market doesn't pay for tired, it pays for results. And results scale only when effort is attached to something that multiplies. If you're working harder every year but your results aren't growing, the problem was never your effort. It was the absence of leverage underneath it. Fix that and the same hard work you're already doing will finally start compounding instead of disappearing the moment you stop moving. And finally, the truth that ties everything together: money doesn't follow hours, it follows problems solved. Nobody pays you for showing up. They pay you for the size of the problem you make disappear. A person who solves a small problem for a few people earns a small living. A person who solves a massive problem for millions of people becomes wealthy beyond imagination. Your income is not a reflection of how hard you work. It's a direct reflection of how big a problem you solve and how many people you solve it for. This is why two people can work identical hours and end up in completely different financial realities. One is trading time for a wage. The other is solving a problem that scales without them. If you want your income to grow, stop asking how to work more hours and start asking what bigger problem you could solve. That single question, asked honestly and pursued relentlessly, will do more for your financial future than any amount of saving, budgeting, or overtime ever could. Everything you were taught about money was built to keep you safe, not to make you free, and safe and free were never the same thing. Saving protects you. Value creates you. Time is your real currency, not the number in your bank account. Hard work means nothing without leverage, and leverage means nothing without a real problem to solve. Once you stop believing the old rules and start living by these truths, money stops being something you chase and starts being something you attract. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about money was designed to keep you comfortable, not rich? What if saving money was never the goal, and the people telling you to save more are the same people who will never be wealthy? What if the paycheck you're chasing right now is actually the trap keeping you stuck for the next 10 years? What if you don't need money to make money? You need one skill, one problem, and the guts to solve it before you feel ready. What if the hours you're wasting right now are worth more than every dollar in your bank account combined? In the next few minutes, I'm going to destroy 6 lies about money that you've believed your entire life. Lies that are keeping smart, hardworking people broke while they think they're doing everything right. If you've ever worked hard and still felt stuck, this is for you. Don't skip this. Don't look away, because by the end of this, you will never look at money the same way again.